We have all tried it, igniting the gas from its spray box to make a big ball of fire. It's fun, thrilling, and most of all, it looks awesome. But what's even more awesome is shooting flames out of your hands. Alright, even though the design I've chosen for the Fireglove is incredibly simple, I would advise everyone who's going to try to replicate this project in some way or another to do their own research on the risks. Because as everyone should know, fire is really hot and, yeah, well, dangerous. Anyway, if anyone has seen Colin's first video when he made his Flamethrower underpants, well, that's basically the design we're gonna go with, since it only needs 4 main parts to actually function properly. First off is the fuel, and in this case I'm gonna go with brake fluid, because in Colin's video he tested different types of spray cans, like hairspray, deodorant, and he basically figured out that brake fluid gives the biggest flame, which of course is something we want. Then the car actuator, which is gonna press down on the brake fluid lid electronically, so we don't have to do it manually like we did in the intro. But then we need some form of ignition to light the gas, and that's when this small high voltage coil comes in. And let me tell you, it is powerful. And then the last is obviously the battery to power everything. It's not going to be this battery, it's too big and too heavy, but yeah, I'm going to find something smaller which has the same strength. So now I just got to figure out how to assemble everything on a glove. Alright, I think I have a solution. It's not the best, but it's something, so I'm just gonna try that. And see where we end up, I guess. Alright, test number 1. Let's see if this works. I didn't expect it to work that well. But yeah, this is gonna work. This worked way better than anticipated. I was so certain that this part was going to be too flimsy and just wiggle when you move your arm, but it sticks to the arm really well, which is good, because we're probably going to do a whole lot of movements with this. But now, since we enclosed the whole gas can in the PVC pipe, we need some sort of a tube going from the gas can to the exhaust point. The problem is I don't have any tubes that small laying around. But what I do have is a whole lot of cables. So I figured myself I could just use the insulation on the cables as the tube. So let's see how far that gets us. The glove is pretty much done, but I noticed a small problem, and that is when I try to turn it on, I have poor connection with the aluminium foil, so I have to change that to something else, copper wire wrapped around a finger or something like that. But other than that, when it works really well. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Well, I'm gonna change the aluminum foil with some copper wire instead, so we have a better connection. Alright, new contacts, and it should be much better. Oh my god! Oh, this thing is scary. But other than that, let's go outside and see if this thing actually shoots fire. And if it seems safe, I'm gonna try it on my hand, and yeah, we'll take it from there. I haven't really built any test rig, so I guess I just have to hold it and try to fire it. I'm not gonna have it on my hand first, but yeah. Okay. Oh, the best way to test it is actually to have it on my hand. Okay, the wind is blowing that way, so just to have that clear. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, putting it on. Okay, that wasn't very impressive. There's a slight problem with the can getting shoved down, so I'm gonna find some straps and wrap it around the can just to hold it in place. I'll be right back. Alright, it should now be fixed. So, let's see again. Okay. I'm not even sure how far the flame is going. I'll have to check the footage afterwards. Oh my god! When I was testing, I noticed two other things. First off, it doesn't fire properly when I point it downwards, and I'm not quite sure why that is. But the second thing, this thing eats batteries like it's nothing. I hope that by using two 9V batteries connected in parallel would give it a much longer time of use, but it seems like it only has around 60 to 90 seconds with continuous use before the battery is dead. It's no wonder why they eat batteries though. When in use, it draws around 4 amps, which is a whole lot for these 9V batteries. I also tried using 12V on a glove, which made the spark a whole lot more powerful, but I don't have any 12V batteries that small laying around, so we're gonna stick with the 9V batteries. Don't forget to subscribe to check out the next video. We're now not just testing one, but two of these gloves.